push press as our main lift today. So we want to make sure our shoulders are as warm and as loose as possible. So pull that band apart if you have one. Press your shoulders up and pull all the way around as far as you can without feeling like you're going to rip your shoulders off. It is the first thing you're doing for the workout, so you don't have to go all the way around at first. Next rep, maybe come down a little further. Feel the biceps open up, the shoulders, the pecs, then come up and around. We're going to do, let's say, 12. 12 nice and slow and controlled. Really trying to pull that band apart as you pass through, so to speak. These are called pass-throughs. I really feel that in my bicep. Front elbow. Think about the shoulder being it's like this, right? Ball and socket joint. So the more you can get that shoulder, the more you can, let me start over again, let me hit rewind, the more you can get that shoulder to move in that kind of circular motion, the better. Feel around for any crunchies. Cool. All right, next up, pigeon stretch. Something for the hips and glutes. Easy way to get in position, bear crawl here, and bring one leg up into some kind of position, right? You may have to adjust it, but ideally, you want to try to get that ankle up and that knee across your shoulder, basically. So perpendicular, parallel to your shoulders would be ideal for the most stretch, but go where you can. If you have to adjust that ankle, go for it, or that foot. And then that back leg, start inching back a little bit. See if you can walk that back leg a little bit further back. Then stay here for a second, and then just move those hips around. Try to move the corners of the hips outward. Feel that glute open up. And then take off a little bit from your shoulders, and you can drop down to your elbows. Definitely going to increase the stretch in that glute, low back area. Keep breathing. Stay here for about 20-30 seconds. Go back up to your hands. You can lift that leg up, press back into a pike position or down dog, as they say in yoga. Then lift the opposite leg up. All right, reprieve, down dog. And then walk yourself all the way back up into a standing position, which is a perfect setup into the next exercise, which is our warm-up. 4 exercises. Your first one is going to be a walkout, folding over at your waist, getting that hamstring stretch. Right? Try to keep your legs straight as possible for as long as possible. Hands down, crawl yourself out to a high plank. And then on the way back, do the same exact thing. Try to keep your legs straight and use your hips to stand up. Okay? All reps are 10 plus or minus 2, so you can configure what you need to do. Next up, wall ball. Okay, if you have a wall, obviously you're going to use one. Front squat, I'll use this way first. Front squat here, drop the hips. On the way up, extending that wall. Catching it right back down into the squat. Okay, obviously if you have a wall, you're going to be catching for that. Okay, next up, scarecrows, as we call them, for the shoulder mobility. You're going to start in this kind of scarecrow position, and then shoulders rotate back. And shoulders rotate down as far as you can without rolling your shoulders forward. So if you're looking from this angle, it's external rotation of your shoulders. Bring your hands up, face the ceiling, and then back down. Don't force it because you're going to start rotating too much, right? Just go and feel that stretch and feel those muscles activate. If you have light weights and you want to hold them, fine. If not, it's a great exercise even without any weights. Next up, if you have a medicine ball, if you'd like to use a medicine ball, butterfly sit-ups. Feet together, knees out, hands back. Whip that ball and create some momentum with your upper body to get those abs and lats working. No ball, no problem. Big exhale on the way up, still using your abs and still using these muscles underneath, which we of course will use later on. Not we, you. Work period, 3 exercises, 20 minutes worth of work, 10 supersets, okay? Your main lift today is a push press, using a little bit of momentum, a little bit of leg power to get weight from your chest or shoulders up to above your head. Not up to your anything, above your head. So regardless of what you're using, whether you're using a barbell, keeping that barbell in close, keeping the head tucked back, dipping the knee, pressing that bar straight up over your body, or over your head I should say. So when you end up, I say it every time, ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, elbow, wrist, in that order, should be stacked from the side profile view. So you don't want to end up like this. You want to keep that, work on keeping that those glutes nice and tight, keeping those shoulders active. Okay? Regardless, that's with the barbell. You choose to use kettlebells. It's a little more difficult to get up, but I'm just showing you variations. It doesn't matter what kind of equipment you have in your hand. Doesn't matter. You're still doing push, press, still ending up in the same position. Dip, press. Okay? Pick your tools, whatever you want to use. At home, if you don't have a lot of weights, slow your pace down, Suzanne. So you can still work on speed to get that up, and then slowly bring that weight down. As soon as you get down to your shoulders, dip, drive. So you're still keeping some tension on your muscles without having to go heavier if you don't have weights to progressively overload. If you do, the goal is to progressive overload that exercise 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, so forth and so on. Okay? Your speed exercise, your exercise B. It's going to be a hang clean. So, hips are back now. You're folding over a little bit at your waist. Using same thing, using that momentum from your hips. Okay? To get that weight up to your shoulders. Think about slow motion. Hips, shoulders, elbows in front, catching that weight. Right? Okay? It's not just the forearm. You want to think about using those shoulders as well. You got a lot of power in your shoulders. So that weight's coming from your hips, transferring up. Okay, you're going to have to do that with speed. That's why this only 5 reps of that. And then your exercise C, your stability exercise, is going to be a shrug. Taking 2 dumbbells, pulling your shoulders back, and then lifting up. Back, up. From this side, back, up, and then back down. So you can get into a nice little rhythm of pulling back and up. Those small little, they're not small actually, your trapezius muscles that you're trying to work with that, pull your shoulder blade back, or your scapula, and they elevate your shoulder. Okay, so that's your stability exercise. You're only doing 8 reps there. That's for sets 6 through 10. Main lift plus your stability exercise. Cool? Yeah, buddy. 10 by 10 by 10, 2 exercises. 20 rounds. First exercise, sumo deadlift high pull, SDHP. Sumo deadlift, feet out a little bit wider, not a little bit, exaggerated stance, toes facing out, knees stay over the toes, or the ankles, hip hinge, right, back stays flat, up using your upper back muscles. Pulling that kettlebell right to your chin, elbows up higher than your wrist. Keep that kettlebell close to your body. Your next exercise, ball slams, complete opposite, up, over the top, full extension. Exhale on the way down, stay in this position right here. Pick that ball up. It's a great exercise to do after the election yesterday. No ball slams. Maybe you have 2 dumbbells, you can do this. It's called a devil press. But it's in that deadlift position here, coming up, and then pulling those weights back down close to your body.
Okay.
So when you're here, think about pulling down.
Okay.
Okay? Sort of. I mean, it's not exactly that, but it's similar movement. Let's go.